You know tripods, you know tabletop tripods. Let's talk about 3 different ways to use a tabletop tripod today in the studio. Hello everyone, my name is Alex Silva, and today I'd like to talk to you about tabletop tripods. I have mentioned them before in a couple of videos. I actually have one of my most popular videos is the unboxing or unsleeving, if you will, of a Manfrotto 209. As you can see here, you've probably seen this before. And but I also mentioned in a previous previous video, I also mentioned the Manfrotto Pixie Evo. Both are great tabletop tripods, and I actually mentioned how I sometimes recommend them even more than the traditional tripod if you can afford a good one. But anyway, today in particular, I'd like to mention to you how you can use one of these tripods, specifically the 209, but you can use also others in 3 different ways. And let's get to it. The first use is pretty much a traditional use for one of these tripods, in which you place a small camera on top of the tripod. There's no magic here, there's nothing new to it. Small camera, small tabletop tripod, been there, done that. Next. The next use case that I wanted to mention to you is to use your tabletop tripod as a light support. Yes, these particular tripods are very good because they can also be, they usually come, if you get the kit, they come with an extension, so you can use that in order to get your light a bit higher. And this light can be anything, can be a continuous light like the Manfrotto Lumimuse whatever number. I actually use them, usually use them, the Lumimuse on the edges of the table. I'm not using them right now. Right now I'm using one behind me. But in any case, I usually use those to light the wall behind me, and they work just great. But of course, you can also use them as a flash support. Whether you use your flash with a trigger, with an external trigger like the one you saw me unboxing, the Radio Popper Nano, or you can use a flash that has an integrated radio, like some of the one that you saw me unboxing before, the Godox TT685 or Flashpoint Zoom R2. And those are great use cases in which you don't, in situations where you don't need a big light stand, or you simply need to place a flash somewhere in your, let's say somewhere in a room, somewhere in a studio, you're shooting something small, let's say product photography or things like that, and you can use either continuous light with the example that I gave you with the Lumimuse, or flash with the flashes that I showed you, the Godox or the Mets 52. So that is the second use case as a light support. Third use case for a tabletop tripod is also great, is as a microphone support. Of course, there are specific microphone bases or supports, but in case you for some reason don't have one, you can use a small tabletop tripod. Most microphones, if they are kind of big, have a thread of 5/8 of an inch. And the microphones have 5/8 of an inch. Many tripods have 3/8 of an inch but microphones come with an adapter, so you can usually place the microphone just on top of the support of the tabletop tripod, removing this head, which is a small ball head, and just replace it with the microphone. You can use that for even full-sized microphones, let's say dynamic or condenser, or small shotgun microphones like the one I'm showing right now, which is a Rode Video Micro Me. No, I'll place a link to it. But in any case, you can use whether it is for a full size or a small microphone, which will capture, let's say, ambient sound or whatever. But in any case, that is another use for a tabletop tripod. That is not the traditional use of a camera on top of the tripod. In any case, you can use many different supports, not only tripods, but sometimes other kind of supports in the same ways. Or you can use the tabletop tripod for many other in many other ways. And I'm actually curious now. I'd like for you to leave a comment below telling me how do you use your tabletop tripods, or if you can think of any other way in which we can use a tabletop tripod. I really hope you like this video. If that is the case, of course, like it. If you'd like to keep up to date with this channel, subscribe to the channel. And if you prefer to read the blog posts, subscribe to the weekly newsletter. And please remember, keep learning and keep shooting. See you next week.